Hey guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. Today I thought I'd talk about trailers. Now, if you want to overcomplicate your outback travel, add a trailer and add a bad one. Now, I've done enough expeditions over the years that I've run into enough problems with trailers. Normally that someone's uncle, they lend it just before the trip, wheel bearings fail, tires fail, springs occasionally, mostly tires, mostly hubs, and on one fortunate occasion the actual hitch failed because it was overloaded for what it was designed for. So I'm going to run you through my trailer. Now, my trailer was built for this purpose, so it was built for travel. In actual fact, I use it for my handyman jobs. So it was originally designed as the world's toughest teardrop. Now it's a mobile workshop. So great for all those purposes. That canopy can be unbolted with 4 bolts to be used as a regular trailer. Not that I ever do that, it's too difficult, but it could. So there's room in there for be plugged in so all my drills charge up and all that. But anyway, we'll get through to the details. Hopefully you can avoid any problems with your towing. Okay guys, probably the most important thing for your trailer is connecting it to your car and keeping it connected. So this is what we call a treg hitch here in Australia. So it's articulated so it can turn and yaw, pitch and yaw I should say. Chains, I've extended these because I had to for the hitch on my Toyota. So heavy duty, 2 of them. Not legally these days you can get away with 1 connection. So when you look how this trailer was built, it was built to fit a car just like mine. So heavy duty box tubing, that runs right the way back through the trailer. It's not just butt welded on, and strong enough that it can handle some hard conditions. Okay guys, so this is the ute end. So this is the factory tow tongue on this Toyota. This is your male part of your treg hitch. So it's spring loaded, has one of these clips on the bottom, pin comes out. It's pretty straightforward, but a really good off-road hitch. So that's important. Now, any trailer without separate brakes on here in Western Australia is limited to a ton. So if you've got more than a ton of camping gear with you, you probably need to revise that. But this is a rock solid connection method that I've not had any problems with. Okay guys, this is a pressed metal 50mm hitch. So this one here is just tack welded on. This trailer only weighs 500 kilos including the boat, so it's a pretty lightweight affair. This type of hitch which you'll see on the budget end of trailers doesn't belong out in the Australian outback. Okay, so the ball, this is a 50mm steel ball. There are ones out there that are a bolt with a brass covering on. I have one laid around somewhere. They're the ones that normally kill people when they're using the ball to recover a stuck 4-wheel drive, which it was never intended for. So if you're looking at a trailer that you tend to take off the bitumen, not with one of these. Okay, so this trailer has regular leaf springs, no shock absorbers. I know it's trendy these days to have shock absorbers. Maybe they've got a place. I've never had any problems without shock absorbers. Maybe it's my driving style. So the rims on this vehicle are the same stud pattern as the tow vehicle. These tyres are slightly narrower, but more importantly, it follows the wheel track of the tow vehicle. So I'll write out the measurements a bit later on. But basically, this will follow behind. Not so much important on the tarmac, but if you turn onto the dirt, the last thing, or sand even worse, is you want it to track with the vehicle. Otherwise it's like towing a sand anchor. Okay? Now the wheel nuts on this are the same size as the car. They don't protrude that far that the regular wheel wrench in the car won't fit. So that's a good crossover. Always make sure you've got the tools with you to take the tyre off the rim. So recently, young blokes in their mid-30s had a flat tyre out in our outback here, and tried to walk it out. One got separated from the group. and at 36 he died out there. You should never die for a flat tire, guys. So with trailers and stuff, it's really important when you look at the height underneath this compared to your car, that the jack you've got can lift it safely, because it's much higher off the ground than the car is. Alright, so underneath it's pretty simple gear. This one has a square tubular axle, and the joy of leaf springs, if something happens on a leaf, you can always block it up with a tree stump to get you home. Yeah, the fancier coilovers or drag links or those rubber torsion tubes, got no chance of getting a bush fix for one of those. But looking at that height, my regular Toyota jack won't do that range, so you need to have a jack or blocks of wood that are fabricated at home, then on the side of the track, that you can jack up the trailer. Otherwise you're blocking it up and digging a big hole and getting the tire off that way. Okay guys, taking the trailer off the tarmac, the width between its wheels and the car could be a big problem. So these are the actual measurements. Okay, so my ute, between the tires, 52.5 inches, and to the outside 70 inches or 178 centimeters. Now the ute's tires are 265 65 17s, and the trailer tires are 245 70 16s. So in a pinch I can exchange rims off the trailer onto the car and vice versa, although with the larger brakes on my new ute I'm not 100% certain I can get the 16s on the front, but I could jiggle other tyres around, but they'll certainly go on the back. So on the trailer here I've got 170 centimeters to the outside, or 67 inches, so it's a fraction narrower on the outside but exactly the same on the inside. So looking at my little drawing here, the car is making a slightly wider track through the sand, but the trailer tires are actually in those grooves. So really important for sand driving. If your trailer's constantly bouncing in and out of the wheel ruts, it's going to give you hell on earth. Okay, so if I put slightly wider tires on the trailer, it would be an exact fit, but it's close enough. So tires. Ooh. Now a lot of trailer tires used to be sourced from the wreckers, so they could be 10 years old before they go on the trailer, and if you've had it sitting around doing the rubbish run or stuff like that, big trip to spend some dollars and at least get the valve stems changed. I rescued a caravanner a few months back who had a flat tire, took his spare off, there was no air in his spare, went to the servo with the spare, went to put air in it and blew the valve clean off the thing. And on a Sunday, of course, yeah. So he was fortunate I came along and I demounted the tyre from the rim and popped a new valve in for him. So a lucky day for him, otherwise he wasn't going anywhere. So if you're going to tow one of these things remote, spend your money. Okay, have the wheel bearings greased, checked, make sure the tyres are not ancient and rock hard. Yeah. Okay, a proper sized spare wheel in good order, and obviously the right size for the trailer, the stud pattern. You know, I've been caught out on expeditions before when people have bought trailers that the spare wheel that came with the trailer didn't actually fit when it was needed. Okay guys, just to round out this video, if you take anything away from this video is be prepared. Okay, if you are towing a trailer, worse still if it's not your trailer, someone else's, make sure you've got the tools to change your tyre, you understand how it works and how it's put together. Practice this stuff at home. Okay, there is no good getting out and to the back end of nowhere to discover that you don't have the right size wheel wrench, or that the tyre shop has put it on with an impact gun that the tyre wrench you do have, you can't loosen the wheel nuts. Okay, no one should be dying for a flat tyre in any situation, guys. Do your checks, do your maintenance. If you have the opportunity and you intend to be towing regularly. Now I had a rooftop tent years ago, and when I swapped over to a camper trailer I actually used less fuel. Go figure that out. Maybe I was driving 10 k's slower, but that's about all I was driving slower. and the wind resistance of the roof rack, that the trailer was actually better. But it adds a level of complexity to your outback travels as trailer, okay? But just take it on board that just because it doesn't have an engine in it doesn't require any maintenance, okay? Because it can go really badly if you lose a spring hanger, have a flat tire. It flips over. It then takes some getting them back on upright if you flip one over, by the way. I've helped a few people do it in the past. Anyway guys, if you like this type of content, it helps you out and helps you make good decisions, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.